going to talk on the topic of death. I'm standing on the bank of river Ganges. This is the river where all Indians, all Hindus surrender their bodies, surrender the funeral of their loved ones. We are always taught to fear death. The day we are born, we are taught that life is beautiful, but death is negative. The biggest fear of people is death. Man has been able to interfere with everything in the world except death. We are able to create artificial air, we are able to create artificial lungs, we are able to create artificial knees, but we are not able to create artificial life. It cannot be created. As they say, you can buy the books, but you cannot buy the knowledge. You can buy the bed, but you cannot buy the sleep. Death is something to be understood deeply. Life cannot be lived well if there's a fear of death in mind. Once you understand death, once you understand the beauty, the permanence of it, you'll be able to live life beautifully. Life and death are the opposite sides of the same coin. Death is the most beautiful phenomena ever happened on this earth. It's the only permanent thing. Life is not permanent. When a mother is pregnant, she's not sure if she'll be able to create life or not. Anything can happen. But what's born, it has to die. Anything that's created, it has to be dead. There's nothing on this earth that's permanent. The only permanent phenomena is death. Then why so much fear of it? Why we are taught to be afraid of this most ultimate phenomena of life? Every day we are getting closer to death, every day. And yet we don't want to die. We all know that everyone dies, but somehow there's a thought in mind that I'm not going to die. Your relatives, your friends, there's so many people dying every day, and yet you always feel that I'm never going to die. There's so much attachment with the physical body, which is temporary, doesn't have any base, any foundation. You always feel that when we die, we're never going to come back. But truth is, death is like these forms of water. Water changes its forms again and again. Same way our body changes our forms. When we die, we take another form. It's not the end of world. It's a beautiful world after death that we need to explore. If you meditate on death, you'll realize the beauty of it. Buddha used to send his disciples, his followers, to graveyard to meditate. Because once they understand the beauty of death, only then they can meditate. If you're always living in the fear of death, you'll be never able to meditate. There was a boy, 5-6-year-old. One night his mother woke up, tried to find him. He was not in the room. She went outside. He was not outside. She kept on looking for him, and around 4 o'clock she was able to find him. He was sitting in graveyard. The mother got scared, and she asked him, "What are you doing in graveyard?" And he replied that this is where I want to be. This is where I see the ultimate beauty of life. And she got even more scared. And then he said that, "Mother, every day I see people living life blindly. If all of us have to come at this place eventually, then why don't we begin our life with it? Why don't we just sit here and meditate? Why don't we just absorb the beauty of it?" It's not a depressing place to be. In fact, it's the first step toward spirituality. That child taught us the biggest lesson of life. Start your spiritual journey with death. Death has to be the first step toward life. If you cannot understand death, if you cannot explore death, then there's nothing in life to be explored. Thank you.